We begin tonight with breaking news. Authorities are investigating after a crash shut down traffic on Highway 2 west of Grand Forks. Here's what we know at this hour. Traffic is now moving in the westbound lanes of the highway after the crash put traffic at a standstill for almost 2 hours. The crash happened around 7 o'clock tonight in the westbound lanes of the highway. Our reporter on scene says he saw a conversion van in the ditch along with a semi that looked to have front end damage parked near the crash site. Now, there's no word yet on the condition of the drivers involved. However, several ambulances responded, and along with the Highway Patrol and the Grand Forks Fire Department. Details are still limited at this time, but we know that the Highway Patrol will be handling the crash investigation.
How often do you see distracted drivers just out and about in Fargo?
All the time.
A majority of us are guilty of texting and driving, and if you're a North Dakota driver starting August 1st, if you're caught distracted while behind the wheel and commit a traffic violation, you could be handed a $100 fine. So what qualifies as a distraction? We took it to the streets and asked you.
What do you think qualifies as distracted driving if an officer pulls you over?
Being on your phone, playing with your radio too much, not paying attention to the road.
Chris got some of those right, but officers are looking for other things to cite you for.
There's kids yelling in the back seat and the driver turns around and says knock that off, and in the process of doing so, rear ends someone. They were distracted.
So what are the most common distractions for drivers? First one being your cell phone. Doesn't matter if it's handheld or if it's through your Bluetooth. The second one, reaching for a moving object in your vehicle. Number 3, rubbernecking, meaning looking outside your vehicle. Fourth one, reading while you're driving. And the fifth one, applying makeup while driving.
To take our eyes off the road and concentrate on something other than driving or the safe operation of that vehicle puts everybody in danger.
Are you guilty of distracted driving?
Occasionally, but I think I do pretty well.
So here are some things you can do to avoid distractions. Silence your phone or turn off the vibration. That way you'll be less tempted to check. You can also designate your passenger to text for you. Be sure to alert family, friends, coworkers when you're driving. That way they won't contact you during your commute. Also think out of mind, out of sight when you put your phone in your glove box. That way you won't be tempted to check it. And finally, there's new technology out there to download an app to keep you from texting and driving. And coming up after weather, this man now faces charges after a deadly rollover accident involving a teenager. Plus, how safe is your little one the next time they hop on a school bus? We ask officials in just a few moments. But first, Robert, after waking up to some much needed rain, can we expect the same thing for tomorrow?
We may see some rain showers and thunderstorms making their way across the valley as we head through tomorrow morning. But right now, taking a live look outside on the CorbinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Skycam network, a very hazy sunset thanks to some smoke making its way all the way from British Columbia, making its way through the valley, and that's making for a hazy sunset, a pretty cool looking sunset. However, if you're susceptible to a lot of particulates in the area, you may want to limit your time outdoors as we head through the rest of the evening. 70 degrees out there, winds light out of the east at 5 miles per hour. Temperatures elsewhere, a mix of some 60s and some 70s. 68 degrees in Langdon, Roseau, and Baudette, a degree better than that. 69 degrees in Bemidji, 72 in Fergus Falls. Winds light and variable across the region. They'll become southerly as we head through the day tomorrow, around 10 to 15 miles per hour with some occasional stronger gusts. Cloud cover, not a whole lot out there, but we certainly do have a bit of smoke in the atmosphere. You just saw that on the tower cam. That smoke will continue as we head through the overnight hours tonight, and some of that may start to settle towards the ground. But tomorrow, with the rain coming in, winds picking on up, some of that smoke, if not all that smoke, should get on out of here. With very few clouds out there, no precipitation to worry about as we head through the next few hours. In fact, through the overnight hours, no precipitation to worry about. Some big-time storms making their way through western South Dakota. Those diving off towards the southeast, those are not going to affect our region, but we do have a chance for some showers and thunderstorms as we head through your Wednesday. We'll show you that here in just a few minutes in the hour-by-hour forecast. Some showers and storms across the southwest, and some flooding rains continue over parts of western Arizona. Off towards the east, a few showers and storms in the western Great Lakes, and a few more dying showers and storms in the southeastern U.S. For us, as we head through the overnight hours, we will continue to see some mostly clear skies as we head through the overnight hours. Those storms out in western South Dakota, they get on out of here. As we head through tomorrow morning, chance for a few isolated showers and sprinkles up north. Some big time thunderstorms possible as we head through the morning hours and on into the afternoon, primarily across the southern half of the valley. Those continue to make their way off towards the east and southeast. By later on in the day, looks like rapidly improving conditions across the region. And by tomorrow evening, it looks like all the rain's out of here. In fact, most of the clouds out of here. and after topping out in the 70s and 80s, cooling into the 60s and 70s. Right now, the best chance for any severe storms, marginal risk in the dark green, a little bit higher risk in our far southern valley. In the slight risk area, the primary threat's going to be some damaging wind and some damaging hail. 60 to start off your day in Fargo, 80 with a chance for some showers and storms by lunchtime, and some rain cool to mid-70s by later on in the day. Picture of the day, some stormy clouds. We've seen a lot of them this summer. This in Battle Lake in Minnesota. Thanks to Carissa for sending that in. Going to use it as the background for our 7-day forecast. Chance for storms tomorrow, especially in the southern half of the valley. Then the heat is on. 90 Thursday, low 90s Friday and Saturday. Another chance for storms late Friday and early on Saturday.
Gosh, I just cannot get over how much rain we needed.
We need it. Unfortunately, once again, we have to deal with the risk of some strong and severe storms.
As always.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert.
You got it.
A 17-year-old boy from Belcourt, North Dakota is dead, and a Fargo man is facing charges after a rollover crash in a stolen vehicle. It happened around 4:30 this morning, about 5 miles east of Jamestown. Troopers say the driver, 54-year-old Wilmer Nadeau, was heading east on I-94 when the vehicle hit the median and rolled. The boy was thrown from the pickup and died at the scene from his injuries. Nadeau was taken to a hospital and was arrested for DUI after he was released. The pickup involved in the crash came back as stolen from the Spiritwood, North Dakota area. The North Dakota Highway Patrol is handling the investigation of the crash, while the Stutsman County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation of the stolen vehicle. And authorities are still looking for answers after 3 people from Valley City were seriously hurt in a rollover south of Valley City on Sunday night. It happened on County Road 21. Officials with the Barnes County Sheriff's Department say when deputies arrived on the scene, 2 people had been ejected from a pickup and another was trapped inside the vehicle after it had rolled multiple times. The driver of the pickup, a 17-year-old boy, and one of the passengers, a 17-year-old girl, they had to be airlifted to a Fargo hospital. Their condition has not been released, but the second passenger, 18-year-old Brighton Smith, was taken to a Devil's Lake hospital for treatment. Bail is set at $1 million for a Fergus Falls man accused of shooting up police in a 3-hour standoff in the Fergus Falls area over the weekend. Theodore Titi is facing 3 counts of first-degree attempted murder. He's also being held on 6 other charges ranging from assault to terrorizing, stemming from an incident that happened on Saturday when someone told police they had been threatened by Titi. Now, no one was hurt.
If anybody has an issue or a concern, they're certainly feel free to call me and we can figure out what the need is.
Safety on school buses. Many parents are thinking about it after a few isolated incidents this past school year. It happened with children being on buses and also being put in dangerous situations. Valley News Team's Cornelius Ockard talks to a local bus company that wants the community to know that they are doing everything to get your children back and forth from school safely.
Are you a future bus driver?
John McLaughlin, owner of Valley Bus in Fargo, talks about safety measures on buses in place to keep your kids safe.
All of our large buses have 3 cameras. It's been very beneficial to help monitor behavior, make sure the bus drivers are doing what they should, and just make sure we know exactly what's going on in a bus.
McLaughlin says cameras paint a clearer picture if incidents are reported.
What the cameras allowed us to do was get out of he said, she said at the end of a route and into let's look at the video and see what really happened.
Fargo Public Schools and Valley Bus agreed putting cameras on buses was in the best interest of everyone, a decision made 3 years ago.
We both saw the need for it. Not because kids are misbehaving more than the past, but I just think everything gets a heavier, deeper scrutiny these days.
So as your little one gets ready to go back to school, you can send them off on the school bus with peace of mind.
Between having drivers that are all screened well, trained well throughout the year, monitors that we put on bus when necessary, and the videos, I think we've got a pretty good handle on what's going on in the buses, and we're always trying to do better.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
And just like Valley Bus, many of the other school bus companies and districts in our area encourage parents to let them know if something bad happens on a bus ride. We're now getting new information about the shooting in Minneapolis that left a bride-to-be dead. Investigators say that before Officer Muhammad Noor shot and killed Justine Damon. His partner officer, Matthew Harity, claimed he was startled by a sound near the squad car after responding to a 911 call of a possible assault. Soon after, Damon approached the driver's side window, and then Officer Noor fired his weapon, hitting Damon through the open driver's side window. The officers immediately tried to provide medical attention, but Damon died at the scene. Investigators are now looking to speak to a bicyclist both the officers claim to have seen immediately before the shooting because no audio or video of the incident exists. And after that officer-involved shooting this past weekend, some people are asking, when do officers turn on their body cameras? And how do you know if they are recording? Dilworth and Grand Forks police departments wear body cameras in our area. Each department sets their own policies on whether they should turn on or off their body cameras. For example, in Dilworth, the cameras are to be turned on before interaction during traffic stops, field interviews, and while arresting a citizen. Grand Forks police say there is a visual indicator on their cameras when they're recording. As for Hawley and New York Mills police departments, they used to have body cameras, but stopped due to cost and policy. Well, from creepy vans and people claiming to be stalked, yesterday's possible abduction. Online posts getting a lot of shares and attention, but they can be a panic for no reason. While sharing on Nextdoor and Facebook can prevent crimes and remind people to protect themselves, they can do harm if the posts are exaggerated. Police saying posting online shouldn't take the place of calling police, adding trust your gut. If it's suspicious, call it in. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Still ahead tonight, the latest plan by Senate Republicans to repeal Obamacare seems to have hit a brick wall. We'll have the latest update on what they plan to do now.